morning, everybody. My name is Colleen Light. I'm with Cards by Coco, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that comes to you from Kalama, Washington. Anyway, good morning. It's Wednesday at 10. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Oh, what a morning. Anyway, look at this adorable card. We're even working with some foil. So, just a few housekeeping things with Stampin' Up! Last chance products, the new catalogs come out next month, and the clearance rack has been updated. So, make sure you take a peek at all of those things. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm going to flip the camera around here. If you're watching, hopefully, there we go. If you're watching live, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're catching the replay, just let me know you're watching the replay. And I'm working with the Merriest Trees stamp set and dies today. So, isn't this just fun with the foil? I'm going to show you a couple of other examples that I made before we get started. And then we are going to create this card together because I like to show you how easy it is to make fun handmade cards using sometimes different layouts, and how easy it is to create a different look using the same layout. So this, like I said, is one of my Christmas cards. We wish you a Merry Christmas on the inside, a little bit more designer series paper. This is called a book fold card because this part is actually adhered, and we just have basically a square here. Very fun, a little bit different. Let me show you how easy it is to swap out the same layout. Just wanted to say thanks. I used different designer series paper, a little bit different on the inside, and made a thank you card just by swapping out colors. Looks nice and springy, doesn't it? And one more Christmas card, because if you've followed me for any length of time, you know that I like to end our holiday season without any DSP left over. I like to use it all so I can get all the new stuff. So look at this. How fun is this? Wishing you a festive Christmas, which came, I think, from the Trucking Along stamp set. I used the double oval punch for this, a little bit of silver embossing, and again, just that gorgeous designer series paper and some ribbon. So if you are making some cards on the fly and you need an easy layout, I think this is the one for you. Let me show you how this comes together. Close your eyes for just a second. I'm going to lower the camera, so just in case you're sensitive to movement. Okay, I think that'll be better, and we might be able to see it a little bit better. So again, I am using the Merriest Trees. I love, love, love the stamp set, and the Merriest Trees dies. Let me move this lighting around. It has been unbelievably gray and rainy here in Kalama, Washington. In fact, last night we had flood warnings. So I guess people in town, we live high enough up, but people in town were having to get sandbags. So that's not good. But I haven't checked the news yet this morning. So let's go ahead and cut our card base. This is the Stampin' Up! Trimmer. For those of you who follow Stampin' Up!, it comes with the cutting blade and the scoring blade. I'm also going to show you, though, the scoring tool. So we're just going to cut this piece of paper right in half. So you'll get 2 card bases. So it is 4 1/4 inch by 11 is our card base. So I'm going to move it to the 4 1/4 mark and cut it right down the middle. So we actually get 2 card bases. So you can, so easy to create 2 cards at a time. And let's move this here. I'll show you how we're going to score that in a minute, but I also want to finish our cutting. So I'm going to be using Poppy Parade. And so this cardstock is going to be cut at 4 1/8. So I'm just going to take the tiniest little bit off of the side here and cut again at 4 1/8. And this is Poppy Parade. I love the color Poppy Parade. And then we're going to cut it at 1 1/8 of an inch. And these are 2 of our layers. If I show you my sample, you'll be able to see how this is going to layer here. Let's get out some designer series paper and finish some of our cutting. We move that off to the side, move this off to the side, and grab our designer series paper. I am using the remnants, and when I say remnants, I mean I just have a little bit left of this Merry, Bold, and Bright, and this is retiring. I have not looked to see if it's still in stock, and I am sorry about that. So you can see I just have the littlest amount left. Oh, here's a little bit of that gold foil. Let me move that out. So I think I want to use, on this one I used the polka dots. Love the polka dots. But I think this time around I'm going to use the fa la la. Let's just jazz it up a little bit. And I really do like the lights on the side. So I'm going to use that again. Let me move this out of my way and we will cut just a little bit more paper. Oh, you know what? I didn't cut the inside piece using that basic white for the inside panel. So we'll do that in a few minutes. We'll go back to the white. Let's stick with this. Sometimes I can jump around a little bit. So for our fa la la piece, I think this was, let me see, I didn't actually write this piece down. Let me go ahead and grab my ruler. This is 3/4 of an inch. Yep, 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4. So let's do that. And I'm going to come to this side of the paper trimmer to measure out the 3/4. Bring this down like that. And then 3 3/4 of an inch. So leave a comment. Do you like when everyone has everything done in advance? Do you like to go through the process together? For the designer series paper here, I'm going to cut this piece at 1 inch by 4 inches. So let's go 1 and then 4. You know, I can just count, I can cut paper all day long. It's so relaxing to me. And then for our white layer here, let's go ahead and cut 2. 4 inches by 4 inches. Because one of these is going to be for our inside panel. Oh, the scoring part popped out there. So we're going to want 4 inches by 4 inches. Then I'm going to show you how easy it is to create our, oh, don't need to score that, let's cut it. How easy it is to create the book fold. All right, I think our paper is cut. Oh, you know what? We need one more piece for the inside. Let's do that real quick. Let's grab one more piece of designer series paper. We're going to want this at 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. So I think I am going to use the dots this time. Let me go here. 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. I want things nice and festive this holiday season. I've had the most fun making Christmas cards. Okay, I have just paper everywhere. Paper everywhere. And we are just going to get this card created. So when I create cards, I like to keep my sample close by so I remember what I did. Okay, let's do our book fold. Again, we have our card base here. And I am grabbing out the Stampin' Up score. So like I said, the paper trimmer has a scoring tool, but when I am making a lot of cards, the scoring tool actually has these little tabs that you can move along the top. So when I'm making a lot, I can actually mark just where I want to score. So for this particular card, this book fold, I want to score at 4 1/4 inch, just like that. And then again at 5 1/2. So for me, for somebody who makes many cards at a time, I prefer the scoring tool because then it's marked and I can just go. Down here at the bottom of the scoring tool, you can put your stylus so it all stays together. Let me move that out of the way. And now it's just a matter of folding. We're going to fold this in half. and make our ends meet to the best that we can. On the back of my card is where I like to do the burnishing. So that way, if there's any type of give or things weren't exactly even, you know, you can kind of fix it on the back of your card and not on the front. There we go. I'm going to fold this piece back and go just like that. And that is a book fold. Let's go ahead and start gluing some of our paper together, and then we are going to emboss, do our trees, and do some stamping. So for right now, I'm going to take this piece of Poppy Parade and our designer series paper. This is going to sit here. So let's go ahead and adhere that. I'm more so doing it in this order just so I don't lose all of these little pieces of paper, right? I have paper everywhere and I don't want to lose it. So there we go. And you can see that Poppy Parade really pops those colors, doesn't it? It really brings them, I want to say brings them to light, but is that too much of a pun since I'm working with Christmas lights? My goodness. So there we go. One piece down. This piece will sit right here. Let's go ahead and just adhere it so I don't lose it on my desk. Good morning, Mary Ellen. I'm sure you're snowier than rainy there. We have just had the worst rain here. We had a little bit of snow last week, but when I say little, I mean flurries, and I think it melted actually before it hit the ground. Okay, there's that piece. I don't want to adhere my 4x4 piece quite yet. I want to do a little bit of stamping, and I want to put my fa la la down here. And the reason I'm going to place my strip of designer series paper here is because I want to make sure I get my stamping done in the right place. So that is the big thing for me. So let's go ahead and adhere this fa la la piece down here. I love this Merry Bright and Bold designer series paper. I think it is just absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's put this down. Now, I'm generally not very fussy. Anyone who's followed me knows I just don't worry a lot. But since these are Christmas cards and I will be sending them out to so many people, I'm going to make sure I'm pretty even here. So I'm just going to follow through, make sure that I'm pretty much even. Normally, like I said, it doesn't bother me if I'm a little off. But since I'll be sending so many out, I'm just going to run my ruler across the bottom and get it as even as I can. You can see we're already coming together. Let's grab my stamp, which came from the Merriest Trees. Right here, Merriest Trees. And I'm going to be using Hoping Your Home is Filled with the Spirit of Your Season. And I'm going to be sticking with the Poppy Parade color. As soon as we get the stamping done on the inside for our card and right down here, we are going to do some embossing with these trees. And I love to emboss, so this is going to be fun. So let me go ahead here, take this, take my stamp, and I have my Stampin' Pierce mat since I'm working with photopolymer stamps, and I'm going to move it off to the side here. Isn't that pretty? Everything's coordinated, which is, you know, what I love because I do love matchy-matchy. Now I'm going to keep my ink pad out and hopefully not stick my finger in it because I am going to use this stamp that says, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." And the reason I want to use that is it's in the shape of a tree, and I do wish people Merry Christmas, but I just love this stamp, to be honest. It's in the shape of a tree. I've made some tags using this stamp set where that really was just lovely, so I'm going to go ahead and just put that on the inside like that. While we have that going, let's go ahead and just go, while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and adhere our inside piece while we have it out and finish off the inside of our card. Oh, look at the trees. Now I don't know, maybe I should have Maybe I should have used that one. That one's pretty cute. Here, let me grab a piece of scrap paper. I feel like my craft room is nothing but scrap paper on the floor at this point in time. Kind of some tossed aside designs, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So how cute is that already? Already our card is taking shape. Okay, let's grab out that foil paper that I have here. Let me tell you what this is from. This is the Melon Mambo in Granny Apple Green. It's from green foil. Let me show you the Melon Mambo color. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? I don't know. I may have to make some Melon Mambo trees. I just think that is just beautiful color. So let me go ahead. We're going to grab my cut and emboss machine, get things ready, grab out the trees, and we're going to cut those first. Let me see here. I think I can get the 2 of them here. I'm taking 2 of the die cuts. Let me see here. I hate to waste foil. Just hate to waste foil. So you can see that this one piece here has just a little bit of a line there. I'm not that, I think I'm just going to be okay with that. And the reason why is we're going to be doing some embossing within a beautiful embossing folder. So I think I am going to be okay with that line there. Okay, nope, wrong one. Let's put this here. I am going to grab a Post-it note to hold these dies in place. I don't want them to wiggle. And I also want to cover up the top, because sometimes if you have lines on your plate, it can get on your folder. Like I said, I'm not, on this particular design, I am not too worried about that because I know that I'm going to be doing some embossing, but with an embossing folder. But I still don't want everything from the top of my plate all over my trees, so I'm going to cover those up. That's what works for me. Do what works for you. We all have a little bit of a different system, don't we though? So let me show you how pretty this is, and then I'm going to bring that back with my embossing folder. Let's pull this off. Can you see these trees? They are just gorgeous. And then I'll show you what embossing folder I'm going to use. Save this. I'm going to save this because I'll use this for stars or something else along the way. And these are the 2 dies that I used. In the die set I'm using, the Merriest Trees dies. Let me show you. There are so many different sizes. What I like about this is you can actually add texture to your tree by cutting the bigger one and then taking that piece of paper and keep going down with your smaller trees until you have the amount of texture you want. But I use these 2, this size for my trees. Use what size you like on your card. That is the very best thing about card making, isn't it? Is that you get to just kind of play around and figure out what it is you like. So I wanted to use the snowflake embossing folder. Only I forgot to order it. So when you forget to order it, you can't use it. So I'm using the I'm going to say quarter foil. I don't know how you actually say that. Tile embossing folder. And I am going to pop this right here in to this beautiful embossing folder because I want my trees to have a little bit more texture. You could use them just as is. Let me bring back my cut and emboss machine. You would be absolutely fine just using that beautiful foil just as it is. But I want just a little bit extra for mine. So I'm going to run it through this embossing folder. And for this particular one, it's not 3D. So I used plate 1 and 2 plate 3s. If you ever have a question with your cut and emboss machine, remember that you have your recipes for what you're doing here right on your base plate. So that's out of our way. So we saw that plain foil. Now look at this, little bit more. Isn't that gorgeous? And let me move this out of my way and let's finish assembling our card. So figure out kind of how you want your trees. This one, I did the trees a little close, which I like. But I think I might want these ones just a little bit further apart to take up a little bit more space on the card. I like white space, but oops, but that's a little bit too much for me. So I think I want mine just spaced just a little bit further apart this time and maybe a little bit uneven. So let's go ahead and try that and see what I think with this one. So I'm going to use the multi-purpose glue here and not my seal because I want to get in the grooves here so my foil sticks down, my embossed foil sticks down a little bit better. I'm going to eyeball my idea of where the center is. But remember, holiday cards are just fun. I think it is so great when we send out our cards. I'm going to grab just, I don't want to get my fingerprints all over that foil, so I'm going to grab just a piece of scratch paper here. And I'm just so excited to always share my projects with people and send out cards. So, I don't know. What do you think? I'm kind of thinking, I'm thinking maybe there. I don't know if that's too, I have to actually, I'm going to stand back and look in the camera and see, look at the computer and see. Sometimes I need to step back. I get too close to things and then it's harder for me to determine where I actually want things. Oh, I kind of like that. I kind of like that just set right there, maybe. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I think I like it just a hair closer and then we'll add some bling there. All right, so let's go ahead and add this piece there. Isn't that pretty? I just think that this foil really adds just a little bit of extra wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and adhere this piece here. And then we're going to adhere this to our card and add some bling. So let me know, are you done with your Christmas cards? Are you sending Christmas cards or holiday cards this year? I know some people are and some people are not. I love that we share our craft with people. It's one of my favorite things is I absolutely love that we share. And if you would like a Christmas card, just let me know. Let's go ahead and adhere this also to the front. I'm going to open this up, make sure I don't know, I cannot ever seem to get through a video without getting glue all over myself. Here we go. It's part of the fun. I tell everybody the part of the fun of crafting is kind of having permission to make a hot mess in your room. Okay, let's adhere this to get our book fold. I am going to grab my Stampin' Seal for that. This is Seal Plus. You can use regular glue. You can use tear and tape. Use whatever you have. I always say use what you have. Make crafting fun. Don't make it stressful. Pick a design you like and just play around. Have some fun. There we go. Let's adhere this part, the inside, and then let's finish this card off with some bling, which I have the perfect bling for this. Oh, looks like maybe we got a little poppy parade up in the corner there. That's okay. Remember, these are handmade. Our little imperfections are perfectly fine. Okay, let me grab the iridescent adhesive back disc. So when I get my adhesives and my bling, and I always, when I first get them, I'm like, I will never forget those colors. And then I always forget the colors. So I write them down in my bad handwriting on the back. So these are actually, they come in Poppy Parade, Pool Party, Melon Mambo, These are supposed to be white. They look more bubble bath or pink to me right there, but they're supposed to be white and Granny Apple Green. So this is actually Granny Apple Green, our trees. So I'm going to use the Poppy Parade on the very top of the tree. And I like to use my Take Your Pick tool. It picks this little part here. The putty end really does a great job of picking up these small gems. So there we go. Then what I did is I just went, because I like things in odd numbers, so in 3s or 5s. So I actually just picked these to add in. I just picked the ones I liked and kind of went, you know what, I want that one in to show that there's part of a different tree there. I just went through and added the color where I thought it looked good. So we have 4 there. Let's add one more. Add a little of this Melon Mambo, I think, right here on the end. I could just keep, oh, you know what? I'm going to come to this side. I'm kind of fussy about where my bling goes, although, you know, I want to redo it all the time. I say I'm fussy about it, and then I look at it and I think, oh, I wish I hadn't put that there. Anyway, so this is today's card. Very easy book fold. This is the one I made earlier today using just a little bit different designer series paper. And the trees have a little bit of a different placement. Here's this one. And let me show you my other 2 samples again so you can see that this book fold is just great for whatever you have in mind and whatever designer series paper. If you don't want to emboss and glue and whatnot, just go ahead, grab a punch, grab some bling, and just use your designer series paper. The only thing I say with the designer series paper is if you're using the same one, cut this piece as a solid and then take your 1 inch off the side here and make sure the images are fluid and line up. So you can see here, like my snowflake, it would line up as a solid piece. So today's cards, let me know what you think. If you're catching me on YouTube, please subscribe, say hello, and let me know what you think of today's card. Have a great week. I will see you next Wednesday.